Now, believe it or not, I work for a globally recognized hair company. Let's just take a second for that to sink in. The company, they offer online courses. They actually usually pre-record them, but they said they wanted to try something different and actually do some live courses. So they needed a multicam streaming setup. The brief to me was very simple. They just said they want to improve the image quality, improve the audio quality, have 2 cameras that you can switch between, one in front and one overhead. This is not something I've ever done in the past, and I did actually wonder if this was even possible. I thought there must be a way to do it. There must be some hardware out there. And I started looking up on YouTube, Google, and all sorts, and then I found the Atem Mini Pro. Well, this is the Pro ISO. So this one here actually belongs to my employer. So we've actually been using this for the online streaming classes for a while now, and it's worked flawlessly. So you can just switch the cameras here. You can have up to 4 different angles, 4 different cameras going into these 4 separate HDMI slots. You can connect 2 microphones directly into here. So if we're using the DJI mics as an example, which is what we use at work, they got 2 microphones per transmitter. So you can actually get up to 4 separate speakers through these 2 channels, because each DJI mic is 2 separate audio channels into one receiver. We're not using all the advanced features at all. We haven't dived deep into all it can do. We're mostly just streaming, multicam, turning on audio on and off, and managing the audio levels through these switches here. There's a few different variants of the Atem Mini Pro. There's the ISO version. There's just an Atem Mini. What I understand is that the Atem Mini can only stream out to a certain resolution. The Atem Mini Pro can have up to full HD, and the ISO just means that you can actually isolate each individual camera feed and record them out into an SSD via USB-C. Now, to my understanding, there's a bigger one, which is the Extreme ISO, which is the one that I would like to have, because I would just like to have the best of the best wherever I can get. The benefits of the Extreme ISO is the fact you have 2 USB-C outs. So then you will be able to put out into a hard drive plus go out into your laptop as well. Whereas this one, you've only got 1 USB-C out, so you're either connecting into the laptop or into a hard drive. You have to make the choice. However, in this video, I'm gonna do an unboxing of one of them. Now, this one is not mine, but I found it extremely useful, and I'll just quickly show you why. So here's the Atem Mini Pro ISO. I've got it connected. That's my front-facing camera. This is my overhead camera. I've just got a Zhiyun Molus X100 just bouncing into the ceiling as my key light. I've got 1 HDMI out into my monitor at the front. And those are the 2 HDMI signals for up top. This is not the prettiest setup, I know. It's just very functional for me at this point. If I were to do like an online stream, then I would be able to just switch back and forth here. But the benefit for me of why I like using this, so as I'm talking to the camera, and if I know in my mind that I'm gonna switch to an overhead shot and I wanna monitor if it's in focus, where I'm positioning the item and stuff like that, I can just switch to camera 2. And then when I go back to the main camera, I can just switch to channel 1. And this will be true for live streaming as well. So if ultimately I was to do a live stream, which I probably won't do anytime soon, but then I would have the option to do this. And I was really enjoying this feature, and I found it's very convenient for me to make my videos like this. So I wanted to get my own one. So I've now actually purchased one for myself. Here is the Atem Mini Pro ISO. There it is, completely wrapped in plastic, completely sealed, fresh and brand new. So I'm just gonna move this out the way. I don't even know how interesting this is of a video to be unboxing this, but I figured I've already just done an unboxing of the Shure SM7B and the Beyerdynamics DT77 Pro. I may as well just do one for this as well. So here is the Atem Mini Pro ISO from Blackmagic. Let's just open this up. Usual manuals, welcome document, Blackmagic stickers. So here, I guess it's just a one size fits all for them. So they're just gonna manufacture, box up and sell everything internationally, and you have all the different adapters for all around the world for where you would ever want to plug it into. Obviously, I'm here in the UK, so here we are. I'm just gonna use a 3-pin plug. Done. Connected to that. Let's just take this out. And here is the Atem Mini Pro. I'm not massively excited by this because I have been using this one for the past couple of weeks, and I've kind of like the excitement for the Atem Mini Pro has kind of like disappeared. But I do have a video coming up about this because you can actually use this to live stream out through to Instagram directly through your camera. So you'll be able to get the high quality coming from your camera rather than just relying on your smartphone. So just to get a closer look of the back. So as I mentioned earlier, you've got two mic inputs. And if you're using a microphone system like the DJI mics or the Rode mics, you can actually have two microphones into one receiver. So you can actually fit up to 4 speakers on here across the 2 channels. Then you've got 4 separate HDMI ports and then 1 HDMI out, a USB out, an Ethernet connection, and the power plug. The one thing I really did not like about this product though, is there is no power switch. So the only way you can turn it off is to actually just literally unplug it, which I find is a bit of a silly design, to be honest, but it is what it is. And they've gone through a few iterations and I thought they would have actually addressed that by now. But nonetheless, here we are. It does the job what I need it to do, and what I'm going to personally need it for is just to have so I can have this multi-screen setup. I probably could have got away with getting like a Atem Mini for this purpose. So one of the reasons why I purchased the Atem Mini Pro ISO variant is because the ISO stands for isolation. What it can do, it can isolate each individual video feed and record them into separate video files through your USB-C onto an SSD. Then what that allows you to do also is that the Atem Mini will also produce a project file for DaVinci Resolve where you'll be able to open that up and then immediately produce into a timeline and have all your separate video tracks there with all the individual cuts for wherever you've cut whenever you press these buttons live. I have thought to myself that could speed up my workflow because as I'm recording these videos like this, I can change the camera angle here on the Atem Mini. And then if I do need to fine tune and polish off later on in post, I can do. And then ultimately I'm just cutting out all my bad takes. But I'm editing on Premiere Pro at the moment. I'm not sure if I can actually do anything to convert those project files to work with Premiere Pro. That's something I'm looking into. And another feature of this Atem Mini Pro is the fact that you can actually stream directly through to separate platforms. One of the platforms that I'd be interested in streaming through is actually Instagram, which is not natively supported by this, but there is a workaround for that. I'll be doing a video shortly to show you how to reconfigure this Atem Mini Pro to go directly into your Instagram Live, and then you'll be able to live stream while switching cameras and using whatever mic that you fancy using. So if there is a video that you're interested in, stay tuned for this, and then I'll be posting that in the next couple of weeks. But until then, that's just a quick unboxing of the Atem Mini Pro ISO.